Hello my loyal friends and subscribers. Today we'll be talking about the Russian-Georgia conflict. Now, of course, you've all heard about it. It's been on the media for the last week or so. And just like I thought, just like many conservatives thought, liberals found a way to blame this on conservatives, on the president, and specifically on the president, and even on John McCain somehow. I'm not sure how they got away with that one. Well, there's 3 points on this. Point 1 is, who's really responsible for this war? Who holds responsibility the most? Second is, many liberals have been drawing some kind of comparison between the invasion of Iraq by the United States and the invasion of Georgia by Russia. Now, they're nothing alike, and I'll get to that later. And the third point is, why should you care? Why does this matter to us? Well, for the first point, on who does this fall? France recently brokered a ceasefire on behalf of the European Union, as this year they are president of the European Union. Sarkozy helped write up the peace agreement, the so-called peace agreement. We're not sure how that's going to turn out. And he gave it to Condoleezza Rice, and she went to Tbilisi, and here we are. And everyone's praising, oh, look how great France is. Look how great Europe is for brokering the deal. It is this entire war is Europe's fault. It is not America's fault. And here's why. To start off, a while ago, President Bush went to the NATO summit, and he asked for Georgia to be admitted into NATO. There were 2 nations that blocked it, Germany and France. For those of you who don't know, NATO is the largest military alliance in human history. It accounts for 70% of the military spending and infrastructure on the planet. 26 nations, including one superpower. Nobody would dare oppose it. Think about it this way. Even if the other side has everyone else, it's still 70-30. No one would dare challenge NATO. And the language of NATO says if one nation is attacked, they all respond to as if they were attacked. President Bush wanted to add Georgia to this. The Europeans blocked it. They didn't want it happening. And lo and behold, Russia invades Georgia. Would Russia have invaded Georgia if they were a member of NATO? The answer is no. There is absolutely no way that they would invade a NATO country. They wouldn't do it. They're afraid. Heck, I'd be afraid if there was an alliance of the most powerful nations and we weren't in it. But that's the point. They wouldn't do it, and so they had to do it now. Guess what? Georgia, Ukraine, former Soviet republics, their chance of ever being admitted into NATO, slim to none. At least for the next few decades. So yeah, this is Europe's fault for not letting them into NATO. If they had let them into NATO, like the president asked, this war would not have happened. Next. A lot of liberals have been saying that this Georgian conflict is something similar to Iraq. Okay, let's get this straight. The Russian invasion of Georgia is nothing like the invasion of Iraq. No similarities at all, except the word invasion's in there. Here it is, people. Did Russia go to the United Nations a dozen times, appealing for them to help? Did Georgia violate any UN orders? Did it violate international law? No, it did not. South Ossetia was a part of Georgia. It may have had autonomy, but that does not mean that Georgia does not have the right to take it back. The difference is so staggering. You could go on for hours about how they are simply not comparable. But it won't change. Liberals will keep doing it. Okay. The very last one. Why should you care? Why should you care that Russia invaded an ally of the United States? Well, here's one thing you may or may not have known. Georgia had 2,000 soldiers in Iraq, helping us in Iraq. Now, that may not sound like too many, but remember, by the percentage of their military, that is an enormous amount. I would think that by percent, that's actually even more than we have there. They are willing to send 2,000 of their men and women to die for us, and the best thing we can come up with is sending them some goddamn beans and aspirin? It's humanitarian aid. It's ridiculous. Honestly, I don't think anyone has any honor anymore. That's the best we have. That is the best we have. Humanitarian aid. People are dying on the streets. There's blood-filling cities and men, women, children all over the country. They're trying to defend their nation from the Russians, and we give them some food. God. It's starting to feel like the Europeans. Do nothing. Talk tough, do nothing. Don't even talk tough sometimes. It's a shame. Besides this, there's a bigger conflict in the working. If you've noticed, Poland immediately decided that they wanted the missile shield in their country before they were mulling it over. They weren't really sure. There were internal conflicts. Russia invades Georgia. It's over. Poland signed it, and they added a provision where if they are attacked by Russia, the United States must help them. So it's similar to the NATO thing. We must help them, not an option. We signed it, we have to help them. Militarily, not with some aspirin. So, Russia came out and they said this will not go without punishment. And it's very possible that they will take out the missile sites. These are interceptor missiles. They can't actually blow anything up, but they hit missiles that are flying and they take them down. It's actually pretty easy to take down a missile if you hit it dead on. So what's going to happen? Russia will eventually attack Poland. Poland will call to the United States. The United States will come, and we will be in World War III. This happened because Georgia was attacked. If this had happened at a different time, if they had decided on the missile shield, and it wasn't around the time Georgia was attacked, I'm fairly confident Russia's rhetoric would have been strong, but it would not have been in the realm of warmongering. The United States would not have accepted an agreement where they would be obligated to attack anyone who attacks Poland. It wouldn't have been a threat. It's a strange world we live in, where at any time you could just be incinerated, you could die, get nuked. And there's something a lot of people don't realize. The Cold War, people are talking about igniting a new Cold War. The Cold War never ended, people. People thought it ended in 1991. Didn't end. Walls fell. Some political reshuffling. But it's never gone. It's not gone. Same people are alive today. Gorbachev was on CNN talking about how it's a new Cold War. His Cold War never ended. I hope we've learned from the past.
No, I'll stand.